This video is intended for adults 18 years of age and older. If you aren't 18, I respectfully request you stop the video now. If you are over 18, please understand that this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I encourage all persons to follow all laws governing your state and county of residence. All subjects discussed in the following video are legal within the state and county in which it was recorded. Hey, welcome back to Kiari Life 420. Hope you all feeling well, as pain-free as you can be at this time. Your spirits are lifted, and feeling good. Me, I'm doing okay. I will say, since I've been able to start this channel and interact with some of you, it's been a good outlet for me, and I feel, although it's not as speedily as I'd like to put out videos, because it is a little more difficult than I anticipated, waiting on when's the most comfortable time for me to do it. Man, has it been something that has truly been a joy to do, and it's really been a blessing. So, and that's all you guys, so I want to thank you for that. I'm also interested if any of you have tried cannabis now for the first time recently, or have just started using it, implementing it in your life as part of your pain management. I'm curious as to what you think of it, how you feel it's doing as opposed to before you were utilizing it. But leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know, especially if you get something out of this video. If it helps you anyway, if you have anything to add, and this is to be interactive, honestly, because I'm only going to teach you guys what I come across myself as I'm going into this, and I don't even want to use the word teach, really. I just kind of want to share with you my journey, basically, as it seems to keep me encouraged. So, with that, today, we're going to finally get into cleaning our grow tent. Look, if you're growing cannabis, your grow tent is the most significant piece of equipment that you have. Inside your grow tent is where you house your plant, where you nurture it, you treat it with love, you pour your energy into it. You also hold all your investments in your grow tent, and I mean, like your fans. All of these things are expensive. They can be, and they add up. And you want to maintain this piece of equipment, this grow tent, in order to maintain the best environment you can, and ensure that your plants have the best start and the best plan for success, that you're setting them up for success. Because it's imperative that you properly clean your grow tent if you want to avoid some nasty things, and failure to do so. We're going to discuss just 4 things real quickly that if you don't take care of your grow tent and you don't deep clean it, I mean, I don't mean boil water and all that stuff, but clean it, go over it really well. You have the potential to spread these things from one grow to your next grow to your next grow, so on and so forth, to where it just leads to substandard, subpar plants. You don't really have a whole lot of yield to work with, if you have any at all. So the first one we're going to talk about is bacteria growth and pathogens. Look, bacteria and other pathogens can reside inside your grow tent and cling to plants and other surfaces. Then, when you introduce a new round of plants, the bacteria from the previous grow can get into the new one, and again leads to a seemingly endless cycle of subpar growth. Um, Mold and mildew is another uh, issue that comes up from time to time. Now, ensuring that you have a clean grow environment knocks down the ability for mold and mildew to travel from one run of plants or uh, one yield to the next yield to the next. Because mold and mildew have more to do with your actual grow environment, dialing in and maintaining a proper temperature and proper humidity levels throughout your grow and proper airflow. That's the most important, because even if you can't hit targeted temps and humidity, if you get somewhere close, within 5 degrees, sometimes it has to be a little closer than that, depends if it's on the extreme. You might get by with 90, but 95, depends on, where the plant thrives at. But even still, proper airflow, as long as your plants have good airflow, you still have a fighting chance against mold and mildew. But if you fail, like let's say you come to the end, you don't see any powdery mildew in your yield or anything like that, and then you go to, or in your plants as they're growing, excuse me, and then you go to harvest, and you happen to see some with bud rot, you clip it out, right? And you dry it, then you come back, after it's dried and stuff, you come back, you pull it all out your tent and stuff, so if you're drying your tent like me, you pull it all out, and you might find a few other spots of bud rot. Now, I haven't had this experience, but I've only had one yield. Again, if you don't clean your environment, you don't maintain that your tent is clean, that you clean the pre-filter on your charcoal filter, you don't clean your fans, vents, everything, there's a chance mold and mildew spores can go to the next grow. The next is insects, and this is part of your IPM, or integrated pest management. This system starts with a clean environment, and a good idea, like me, I'm like super paranoid about getting insects and pathogens and stuff. So like before, if I come in from outside, I don't care if I just went to the doctor and came back. Generally, that's all I leave the house for, but especially once it turns cold. But if I just go to the doctor and come back and I'm growing or whatever, I'm going to change my clothes before I ever come in the grow room, and that's before I come in the grow room, period. That's before I open the tent or anything, because I'm super paranoid about it. And, if you don't keep a clean environment, and you happen to get some insects, even if you feel like you beat down all the insects, right? Because it's going to happen at some point in your grow. You grow for 5-10 years or something like that, you're going to experience insects at some point. Spider mites, it could come in your soil from, you got to have a system to make sure your soil stays clean and stuff like that. But at any rate, just like spores, insect egg can lay eggs. It can be trapped in your fans or in different places in your vents or in your pre-filter for your air purifier, vent. You know what I'm trying to say, your air filter. That can spread. You introduce a new plant to it that provides new food, a new source. Insects end up hatching. The eggs hatch, have a source of food, they spread, have babies, so on and so forth. Okay, so, and the last one that I'm going to talk about, and look, I'm only covering 4, and I know I'm just kind of shooting over this, but I'm getting to making some long videos. I'm trying to tighten up on that. At any rate, pollen. Even if you're not a breeder, right, there's a chance that you're growing a plant that harms, you know. Even if you got a solid breeder, has a good line, solid genealogy, they got it all dialed in, and they're fem seeds. Sometimes things harm, man. It's just the way DNA works, you know. You don't catch it in time, and nanners pop. It spreads pollen, right? You take that out. You don't thoroughly clean your tent, that pollen could spread from one grow to the next. But all of these things, all 4 of them, you know, and that's just 4. There's many more reasons. I mean, everything starts with a clean grow environment, you know. You want to set your plants up for success. So now, if you don't, like I say, if you don't keep your tent clean, all of these things have the ability to affect from one grow to the next, to the next, to the next. So try not to take shortcuts, you know. You get done with a grow, clean your tent. As soon as you're done drying and harvesting and all that stuff, clean your tent. It should be the next step. With that, I'm going to pause the video, right? And then I'm going to set a new scene, and we'll get back to it. So cleaning your grow tent's interior, knowing the best practices, is essential in avoiding the consequences that we talked about earlier in regards to mold and bacteria and insects, so on and so forth. But so we're going to go through the steps here, just right quick, and going over the tent and what we do to clean it. So basically, start at the top and remove everything that's not part of the tent itself, basically. So starting at the top, you can see I've already taken out my air filter here. So you remove your air filter, all your fans, anything that's hooked up to the grow tent. Just basically remove everything. And then once you got everything removed, you're going to go through and remove the tie downs for your bottom of your tent here. You can see the bottom insert here. Here's my light. Got my light so we can actually see what's going on in here. But your bottom interior comes out right there, the interior of it. So you're going to remove everything, get everything taken out. Again, I'm not going to go through the steps of actually cleaning my tent right here. I'm just going to go through the steps, show you what needs to be done. But once you got everything removed, using your source of cleaning agent, you can use a vinegar solution. You can use iso alcohol, like 99% iso alcohol. Me personally, I use these Clorox disinfectant wipes. It's bleach free actually. Excuse me, and it kills 99.99% of viruses and bacteria. So apparently there's one virus and bacteria out there that this doesn't kill, but it gets the rest of them, right? So basically, you're going to take this and you're going to start at your top and you're going to work your way down. But you're going to make sure you get everything. I mean, everything covered. So, because you don't want to take the chance of anything getting through to your next grow. So, just personally, I'm going to use these wipes and I'm going to wipe everything down. I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to do the left side, the back, and then the right side. Then I'm going to do the inside of the door. Many people, you know, they get to cleaning and they don't think about the splat because it's not, you know, in their face while they're actually cleaning. But, excuse me. Oops. So, the bottom insert's going to be removed at this point. But then I'll get the door and then I'll get the bottom. As far as the bottom insert, while it's out, obviously, I'll get all the loose dirt, leaves, anything that fell to the floor during the drying phase. Because as the growth's going, you want to maintain a clean environment for them so that insects and pathogens and stuff like that doesn't have the chance to take a foothold in your grow. But I'll clean all that, get all that loose dirt out, and then I'll wipe the bottom out as well. And I'll leave that there to air dry for 24 hours. And then I'll come back the next day, and I take these, this is 99% water. It's just a wipe that has just water and aloe and, what's another thing that's in this? Something. I forget what it's called, but anyway, it's aloe and whatever they mix with aloe. But and I'll go through and I'll do the same process, wiping the top. And as you're wiping with your cleaning agent, make sure you get all your poles, all in the corners. All these poles need to be wiped down as well. Everything that's inside this tent needs to be cleaned thoroughly with a cleaning agent. Let it dry, and personally I'm coming back over it with these wipes just so I don't have any remnants of anything left over. Get all that stuff done, and then we move on to our pots and our saucers and our hydroponic systems. So for me, when I use my saucers, I just buy these little plastic, cheap saucers that when you get done with it, you just throw it away, actually. I think they cost me $1. And then I use these plant pot risers. So, and then I use cloth fabric pots. So when I'm done, I pull the plant out, dump all the dirt out, get all that taken care of, and then I will go ahead and take the fabric pot, and I'll go take it to the laundromat, or if it's not too bad, I'll ask my wife what she thinks, and if it's okay to wash at home, I'll wash at home, but if not, I'll take it to the laundromat. And these, I'll clean this thoroughly, make sure I don't have any remnants on this, and reuse it, and then I use a brand new one of these. And that, as far as for your plastic pots, you want to do basically the same thing you did for your inside of your tent to your pots. Just clean it thoroughly, use some disinfectant, clean it, let it dry, wipe it down, let it dry, and you're ready to go again. Alright? As far as hydroponic systems are concerned, personally, I've only grown in soil, and I've only had one run at that, so I'm not one to ask too much when it comes to hydroponic systems. But so far that I've looked up, and again, I'm not going to educate or to even point you in the right direction, but I know enough to tell you go somewhere else. But basically, you want to run pure water through your system several times to remove any sludge, glue, gook, whatever you want to call it, anything that could be built up in the lines, and then run a disinfectant through your hydroponic lines to purge them. And then cleaning your grow tents, fans, and filters. Like I said, also, a lot of people might forget this too. And your straps, your vents here, cords for your vents, Just everything. This individual right here will get wiped down with these disinfectant wipes. Everything gets wiped down. The fans, make sure obviously you got them unplugged from the power supply. Take the front off. I mean, this is one grow. I don't know if you can focus in on that right there, but I mean, it's got just dust built up around it, you know. So you want to make sure you use your manufacturer's directions. Take your fan apart, wipe your blades and everything, get it good and clean. Clean the grill. Make sure you got it all disinfected. Your carbon filter, you want to pull that down, unhook it from your hose here. You want to pull that down and take your cover, take it off. Fits around your carbon filter. So take your cover off, and this I just throw in a wash machine and let it air dry, and it does just fine. So that's about it, you know. You want to make sure everything's good and clean, good in mechanical order. It's a good thing to go over each piece of equipment that you have as you're, once you're done cleaning everything, go through all the functions of the piece of a particular piece of equipment and ensure that it's working properly as far as your fans coming on, oscillating like they're supposed to, high, low. If you got an AC Infinity, make sure it goes through all the cycles. You know, just make sure everything's in good mechanical working order as best you can. And also your lights. You want to make sure, you want to be careful though. My particular light has a coating on it, like a polymer coating over, some kind of coating over the actual LED bulbs, so that I can take and actually clean that with a disinfectant wipe and go back over it. And so make sure you take good care of your lights too. And they'll take care of you. So you set your tent up, you get it all nice and clean, you know. Keeping maintenance and a clean grow space, it's not really that hard. It's just maintaining clean, practicing, and cleaning as you go, you know. Really, so then when it comes time to actually deep clean it, you know, you're done. I think that about covers it. I'm going to go through, clean my tent, and let it sit overnight. Come back tomorrow, wipe it down, blow it dry, and then set it back up. And we'll be ready to go ahead and set our pots up for our next grow, and pick up which beans we're going to grow. So, if you got something out of this video, if you enjoyed it, you learned something, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. If you have anything to add, any cleaning agents, ideas that you may use, if you're already experienced, practices that you use that I haven't discussed, things that you could think of that I haven't covered. Again, this is my first rodeo. I've only grown once. This will be my first time going through the cleaning process. So, just thought I'd take you along with me. Alright, guys. God bless. Hang in there. Keep smiling on your faces. And maybe every day try to do something kind for somebody else. You never know when even something as insignificant as a smile can change someone's life. You just don't know. So, God bless you, people. Kiari Life 420. This is Ray. I'm out.